Hello, and welcome back to another Alip Ba Ta epic guitar cover video. How you doing? You know, I think I realize now why I like watching Alip Ba Ta videos so much. And that's because when I watch his amazing guitar playing, I just feel like time just folds in on itself. And I start to ask, when is it? Where am I? Who am I? Is this all just a simulation? But that's totally normal, right? I'm not insane, right?
What song are we reacting to today?
That's a great question. Today we are going to be reacting to Vertical Horizon, Best I Ever Had, the Alip Ba Ta fingerstyle cover. And this is a video that came out a while ago, and I just haven't reacted to it yet, even though I had some requests for it. And that's because I've been a little bit behind on my request list, and I need to get better at it. But before we get to the video, you should consider giving this video a like. It's just one click right below this video. You should click on it and see what happens. And we can see just how big the number we can get for the likes for this video. And consider subscribing as well. But enough chit chat. Let's go ahead and watch the video. Whoa. Whoa. Alright, so right away it seems like there's a lot of tapping and probably the most percussion that I've ever seen him do on a guitar. This style kind of reminds me of someone, I believe his name is Andy McKee or Andy McKay. I think it's Andy McKee. But anyhow, he does a lot of like this kind of percussion stuff on the guitar. I always like when Alip does it, and he's already doing like harmonics and bends and tapping, and it's just, of course, it's already amazing. I just love when he like bends the tuning knob and bends it past the frets. Whoa. Well, okay, so right there was like a rake or something like that, and it just had like a really cool sound to it. I just had to point that out. Ooh. That was some cool like dancing tapping. At least that's what it looked like to me. There's a lot of really interesting technique in this one. Whoa. Those are like 5 quick notes right there. The melody in this one's really nice, and he's really bringing it out with like all the notes he's doing. I really like those slides. Sounds so good. With the percussiveness of it, I love how he's like tapping, but on top of tapping notes, it's also giving this percussive sound to it, excuse me. And even on the bottom of the guitar, there's kind of this percussiveness going on. It's just like constant beats going on mixed in with the notes. It just sounds really good. Okay, back to it. Right there, there's the cool rake right there. It's like on the actual guitar, like the body of the guitar. Sounds so good. But that's nothing new, right? Alip Ba Ta always sounds good. Whoa. That was like a really precise hammer-on pull-off to another hammer-on, I think. Harmonics and bends and tapping, all these techniques together. It sounds so good. But it's so interesting. It's like 2 harmonics there and some bends. So right there, what I realized is that it's not a rake on the strings themselves. Sometimes you'll hear this like muted rake sound that guitarists will do, but it's usually on the actual strings and kind of like a muting sound where you're not actually like holding down any note. This is on like the body of the guitar. So yeah, just constantly like innovating new things, or at least incorporating things into his covers that other people may have done, but that are just really interesting and really make it stand out. So yeah, this is great. I just love that like quick double tap. There's that rake again. The way he's tapping it with his left hand is just really cool. And overall, it just sounds like a great cover though. That part sounds like really nice. Really nice bend that's like past the frets. It's got a little back scratch. Hey, happens to all of us. Alright, so another great cover by Alip Ba Ta. A lot of interesting techniques like he always adds, you know, like tapping, doing like the percussiveness where he's kind of like slapping the guitar, kind of hitting the guitar to kind of give it like a drum feel. Some interesting harmonics and bends, all those things that he does. But here he seemed to like favor a lot more of that like percussive style that I mentioned of like hitting the guitar for a drum beat. It's usually been, at least in the videos that I've seen, like a really small portion of the techniques that he does. He usually does a lot more like harmonics and things like that. So I liked how he incorporated that and also did the other techniques a lot more. So there was much less like just really precise playing and a lot more of like mixing in these techniques that he's known for. Some of the ways that he was kind of tapping on the guitar with his left hand, kind of doing this like thumping thing, it seemed much more for like the percussion sound of it rather than like trying to hit a certain note or certain notes, but also kind of moving his left hand to the body of the guitar to hit the sound, also using his right hand for that. And then on top of that, adding in like the tapping like I mentioned, stuff like that. So it was just a great cover to hear all the notes, just like you would hear like a normal song you want to hear covered, but also just the techniques that you see him do is just always incredible. And he was doing this interesting rake thing. I mentioned like a muted rake. I'm not sure if that's like the technical term, but instead of muting and raking the actual strings, it's like the body of the guitar. Just like some nice little flourish there or something, some nice little percussive sound to it, as opposed to just like the kind of bassy notes that you would hear. This was almost like, if you ever see those drumsticks that are kind of like, they have like strings on them, not strings, but they're not like a drum wooden stick. I don't know the name of them because I'm not a drummer. It has these like strings on it. It gives this like really nice soft sound, like when you hit the snare drum or whatever. It sounded like that sound though. So anyhow, a lot of interesting techniques, really cool song. So yeah, I'm glad I got to finally check it out. If you guys have any other Alip Ba Ta videos you guys want me to check out, or really anyone else, down below in the comment section. If you guys can give this video a like to support the channel, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for requesting that to react to, and I'll see you guys next time.